right, so basically what we're doing here right now is we're modifying the stake pockets on this 51 Chevy truck, and then basically we're getting rid of the original design and we're making our own. So we're smoothing it out and we're trying to bend a radius, like if you make wheel tubs or something like that. We're hoping this radius does what exactly it's supposed to do. If not, we just waste 10 minutes of our time. So I have to go over it multiple times to actually get the radius to start to curve. You can see number one starting to do it, so we might have to do it again. This is just like a test sample, so hopefully when we're all good and it actually fits the right spot, it's like 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inches wide, right? If I'm correct, and then basically it'll be radius on each end to give it that final look. I think once we cut it, we could probably hammer and dowel it to get the full 90 degree. It's actually doing a lot better than I thought it was gonna do. So what he's doing now is actually loosen it up so he can adjust the collar on the bead roller to actually get it because normally when you're bead rolling, you're actually pushing the two together. In this step style die, you actually push them closer in and out. So luckily enough, this one's got adjustable collars and you can make it happen that way. I don't know if you get much more out of it. Pretty much. So if you actually, you can look, you can actually see what it's doing. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to get 2 1/4 from here to there. And this radius, we're gonna tighten this up. So it'll almost be like a cap, but it'll be nice and smooth and it'll curve right into that. So that's our plan. Now execution is we'll find out. They do make them. They make different sizes, etc. But this is the one we normally use for wheel tubs. Right. So another one they do too is, you know, I was showing you the one with the point. They use that, and then they do a lot of hammer and doweling. I'm trying to think of what the right terminology. So, I mean, this is gonna be as tight as we can get. We'll probably have to trim that edge and we'll have to do some hammer and doweling to actually get that whole thing to fold, but I think we can make it happen. So we'll have to erase all of our lines, take our mark for where we know it'll go through, and then add 2 1/4 inches. And then once we add 2 1/4 inches, then we can do the other side, get it to kind of look like that. It'll be like a half moon type deal. So it's pretty there. Yeah, it's. I mean, once we get to that point, we can finesse it, hammer and dowel it. Yeah, so that'll be good. And I'll go show you exactly what we're doing this for and why we're doing it. We'll go show you what the original one looks like, and then the one we're about to modify. That stake pocket. So I'm gonna show them how driver's side originally is still here, and it hasn't been modified. So this is the original stake pocket. You see it's curved, so we're gonna straighten this up, and what we're doing is making that radius. So we'll come here, radius straight, and then radius back in there. Looks super clean when it's all said and done. So hopefully that's our end goal, and we've already started cutting over here. We originally were just going to cut a flat piece of metal. It was just gonna be flat, and then we were just gonna butt weld it and metal finish it. But I had the bright idea. I was like, hey, that'd look really good if everything was radiused. It looked pretty sweet, so we're gonna do that. We're doing this all because we're redoing this back section. So the back section is same situation. I opened my mouth and then I opened this can of worms. So we had these old Caddy taillights laying around, and I thought they'd look cool, but then so I decided to look even cooler, we put them upside down. So this is just the opening for, the Caddy taillights. He's already made, this is the bucket, and basically it's gonna sit somewhere. He's got stuff wedged up in here. I don't know what all he's got going. So it's gonna sit something like that. Maybe I got it backwards, yeah. So like in there, and it's gonna be upside down Caddy taillight. It'll sit in this pocket, and that looked pretty sweet. But we're redoing this whole stake pocket here, so we have to make the front stake pocket look the same. Because if not, it would just look weird. So all the bed's pretty much done. We've bead rolled the whole thing. All the metal work is done. We have to just final weld this few small pieces, and then we're good to go. So hopefully, maybe by the weekend, we can get 90% of our metal work done. So right now, we're actually, the bead roller puts pretty good curve on it, but it doesn't fill it all the way up. So yeah, what we're trying to do now is try to get the rest at 90. So we're gonna clamp this thing down to our stand, and then basically hammer it. Use a hammer and dolly, and then, not really a dolly because can't get to it. So we're just gonna use the vise, or what do you call it, railroad tie? Yeah, the railroad tie, the anvil. Yeah, we're just gonna beat that down and see if we can get that to curve to full 90, and then we'll kind of show you a little bit of what our plans are. You can see that anvil is perfect for what we're trying to do. Kind of popped it in the corner, but it'd be all right. When you try to ham it down that way, because what it's doing is popping up a smudge. So, pretty much there. So basically you can see how it kind of pre-fits in there. He's just gonna show you real quick how, flip it onto the outside one if you can so you can see it. There you go. So that is gonna give it that contour, that finished look. So it sits pretty much just like that. It'll be all butt welded in. Looks like $1,000,000. Sometimes I have good ideas. So now we gotta do the other side, get it, the measurement right, do the other side, and then start welding it in.
We already know our roll is 1.25 inches. Add a 1/2 inch to it. Okay. So from your one end, go 1 3/4 in to make a mark. Come down here, 1 3/4 to make a mark. Guess what? Put your line, that's your first knee roll.
Okay, so 8 inches across when it's flat.
When it's flat, 8 inches across.
And then come
in 1 3/4 inches.
1 3/4 inches, okay.
And that's going to be your first.
Gotcha.
And then, since we have these marks here, you can measure from there to there, and that is going to be your second one. And then make sure you have 1 3/4 inches of material, because you know you're going to have a 1/2 inch left over to cut off.
Gotcha.
Got that?
Info.
You need to write it down?
Probably.
We got it on film.
Yeah.
There it is.
I mean, we're about to have the
Same way right there.
That wasn't supposed to work. But I could do, like I said, I could push it, get it exactly where we need to be. When you clamp that guy on. That's what I'm saying. You almost may want to throw a tack or so on the bottom here. And then once you get that, then we can level it.
Roll my roller over here. Yeah, that's what it needs to be.
So as I said, we throw a tack in it.
So I'm going to put a tack in it right here.
And then,
because I got to trim them a little bit there, and then we got to trim all this inside here.
we just got to get that line, and then we'll hold it, and we'll get it in place, and life is good.
Put my gas on?
Want to get all this in flat? Like, can you go down somewhere?
So we need to cut that. None of that's going to go back until after we cut all of this. So we're going to tack in, it's easier to draw.
Do you want this? I mean, this doesn't matter, right?
Hey Juan,
Cut it like 1/4 inch off.
cut that corner off.
Got that real quick. mean, worst case, can you get a tack here? That'll kind of help half-ass hold it.
I can't put, you see how far away it is? Because I trim that metal so it goes back where it belongs.
We might be able to slide it up.
Slice that right there.
So I think you just walk it and slice it every like.
Actually, if you pick up on that, we can
Here.
probably pull one with the light and then
Oh, there's junk. Just don't step on that back guy.
come over here and try to pull on this metal a little bit without breaking the weld on this part. Try to pull this out so we can try to get this light
We're just gonna move it just a little bit. We're gonna try to pull the light out. Oh yeah, we're gonna do it. See if you can go down with it. There you go.
Got the wires.
Alright. Kind of one of the last backers is, but it's fine. tack it, like tack. It's a day of welding, but that's the thing is like we can literally just make that quick. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at
Top of the taillight bucket.
Oh, that corner right there?
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
hammer work.
No, it's a fill work.
Oh, you're talking about, oh, I see a gap up there. Never mind.
This right here?
Yeah.
I just got to weld another plate in there. I'll fix it.
Straight at the bottom. It's the ring down.
Yeah.
He can get all that cleaned up. He can get the back filler made.
Yeah, all you
Get all
gotta
that
do is
finished up the rest of the day.
One, just measure it from the bed side, so you measure that panel, and then add a half an inch. Because you're going to do a half inch split right, and break it a half inch.
I like it.